crazy excited for Legacy of the Void?
I'm still getting into it. I've over the past few weeks I've played more of it.
Yeah.
I've been doing more wings. Whoa, did I just say wings?
You did say wings.
I've been doing more Heart of the Swarm stuff, kind of trying to get back in the groove for this, but I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I gotta say that some of the mechanics are pretty hard, like, until you get used to it. And I'm gonna get on a little bit of a soapbox here, and that I remember when I started playing in Wings, and then transitioned into the Heart of the Swarm, I had Day 9 to tell me how to be a better gamer. And unfortunately, there's not that space. Since he's moved on to other things, that space really hasn't been filled. And that kind of thing really I feel like helps grow the community and grow the player base when there's someone out there that can kind of tell that. So we're still looking for that person. Winter's kind of honestly come into that role a little bit himself. And kind of teaching the basics of the game. So that's kind of good. But figuring out the mechanics of Legacy is it's like a whole new game, man, and it's kind of forced me into air toss, which isn't so bad. But moving into map Bridgehead, this is going to be the second game of our best of 3. Winter up 1-0, and speaking of Winter, in the 10 o'clock position, I guess, on the map of Bridgehead, it is the green Zerg. Winter.
And on the right-hand side, in the 3-ish o'clock position, we have the purple Protoss giving a little jab about the one-game handicap, still hoping to pull it out. It is Poizon.
I will tell you that I crack myself up sometimes at some of my map introductions because I totally overthink it. I'm trying to think of all the things, all the facts, for game introductions, and then end up saying the same things twice, and it's all good.
I've heard that practice in front of a mirror helps.
Introducing myself to myself?
Yeah, there you go.
So we're on opposite sides of the map here, and it's going to be... this one is a little bit different. Poizon is going to be going and building up the top of the ramp. It does have these rocks here, so they are a little bit easier to break down as it gets towards the time when you would have a bunch of roaches and stuff, but... Going to be scouting out, sees no expansion Winter. Pool is going to be half done. 2 drones going to be headed down there to deal with that probe because he really would like an expansion.
Yeah, and Poizon was able to see the spawn pool go down, so she knows it's pool first, and trying to delay this as much as possible, but it looks like Winter's able to shove her out of there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to picking places of the game at this point to focus your APM, I think Poizon is definitely looking to try and keep herself going here. After getting knocked down the last game, I think she's going to try and do something a little different here, putting down a forge first with an expansion to the back. That is the cool thing about this map is you're basically given a fairly easy to defend expansion. There are some rocks here that are destructible, so you do still have to pay attention to the mutalisks and some lings or roaches coming down to take out those rocks, but maybe a little bit safer. I don't know. We'll see. She does have a forge going down, so it's a little bit late at this point to try and cannon rush any expansions, but maybe just for some defense. Gateway come to follow behind it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, she's positioning herself to try and do some heavy 2-base Protoss play. And Winter's got a good idea of what's going on. Those OVs are scouting around and keeping an eye on what is going down, so he is preparing in kind.
Nope. Gonna go ahead and cancel that spine crawler he had going down there. Second base is about to finish with an extractor as well, so be getting that gas going. Poizon is putting a cannon down at the front to keep those early lings away. That's the difference between this game. Winter does have a lot more vision now than he did previously.
Yeah, I mean, he's all over her base, and he's got a really good idea of what's going on.
Lings are going to pop up the ramp here. They're not going to see much but a cannon shooting them in the face. Yeah, one is going to bite the dust there, being 2-shotted by that cannon. Winter's starting to establish his base here now with his Polt icon. It's been pretty classic for him over the years. I don't think that's changed in a long time.
No.
One gas here from Winter still, so not teching too hard. Zergling speed not quite finished. As I say, teching not too hard. It goes straight for the lair.
Poizon's really giving him a lot of opportunity to do what he wants here.
I'm going to not call that teching. I'm going to call that teching selectively.
Okay.
My guess is he's probably going to be going for some roaches, very similar to the last game that worked out really well for him.
So these lings are working on the rocks in the back. Poizon put down a pylon, but it is not within range while it's building to see that those rocks are taking damage. So she's not going to have a good idea that this is happening for a moment. And let's see if it'll register for her. She does have vision on it now, and but there's still really nothing coming out to try and deal with it. Stalker's now moving down.
Yeah, she's going to build a cannon down there as well as bring a Stalker down to force away those lings. They won't really be able to get much done. Might be able to take one out. Yep, Winter not paying super close attention to those, but she's going to go ahead and continue building out her expansion there while Winter takes a third base. This is a nice map for expanding, especially for Zerg, because the bases are fairly... Until you get to the fourth base, you're not really all that exposed. The difference being that I remember we were playing some games the other day. This fourth base down here is pretty rough. We were playing some Archon mode games on this map where that base is pretty hard to hold in the mid phase of the game where you've got Hydra's roaches coming around there.
So now Poizon has let that cannon finish that's by the rocks and is now trying to take down the rocks herself, which is going to kind of leave her a little bit open here. I'm not sure exactly what she has planned for that space. But Stargate is cooking. An Oracle heading across the map. In the meantime,
where do you see a Stargate?
It's behind the natural.
Oh, cooking. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, that's okay. So she's taking the third to the south. That's an interesting position because the creep spread from Winter on her natural third.
Oh, she trapped a poor probe.
Oh no, rip probe.
Yep, he's gonna sacrifice his life. Not worth canceling that cannon. So Winter's gonna be moving across here with some slowlings. Metabolic boost is only about 1/4 of the way done, so that is not gonna be finished anytime soon. Does have a lot of overlords that are gonna give up their lives here, but Poizon moving in with an Oracle is going to get surrounded by lings and queens. But what she does see is a weeble wobbling Hydralisk den and spawning pool.
So she's got an idea of what the upgrades and what the army composition is about to look like. She's immediately adds on a lot of gateways. And lings are continuing to move across. Those are still slowlings. So he's really just trying to poke and keep map control.
Metabolic boost about half the way done. Carapace level 1 is about to finish up as well. As Hydralisk range, Ling's going to be waltzing right on into the expansion and main base of Poizon here. She's going to have to pull back to defend. This cannon is going to go down while the Lings in the main base are up in the mineral line.
And those are going to be probes dead. Poizon trying to micro around those, moving her probes to her natural, and Mothership Core coming in. Really just trying to do as much damage to these lings with using as few probes as possible, but 9 have already dropped.
Yeah, supply is fairly equal here with Winter on 3 bases, but he's going to be ramping up here pretty quick. Poizon is going to have to be doing the same with all of those gateways that she made to be able to counteract the next push, because it is going to be a Hydralisk push here. Hydralisk speed about to finish. Actually just started as ranged attack level 1 upgrades coming down as well. So this has kind of been one of the more slow-paced games I guess we've seen. Winter hasn't really poked as much as he normally does.
And Poizon, I mean, she's done a decent job of, trying to be creative with how she's dealing with the fact that Winter put down some creep on her natural third, but she's got to commit a lot of resources down there to keep it guarded appropriately.
And I tell you, she's going to have to start spending. If you look at Poizon's money here, it is getting pretty high here.
Yeah.
If she's going to be spending that on these gateways or what. But there's an Oracle flying through the base here, using some revelation on those Hydralisks so she can tell where they are. Overlord here is going to be creeping up through the 4th base of Poizon. Now with a Warpin of Stalkers. Hasn't gotten Blink yet, I don't believe. Nope. That is a fairly common upgrade for her. Hydralisk speed is about to finish up, and the numbers are growing here. The supply still fairly even considering the phase of the game. Winter's putting a lot into his economy here, and he's really keeping it going pretty even there. Oh, he's going to go ahead and dance his Hydralisk.
With Envision. And yeah, Poizon is just really fortifying this third base here, really putting a lot of resources over there. Her front really isn't all that well defended. She's just got the one cannon. It is walled off, but
I'm not sure. There's she's gonna have to move into some kind of other tech here relatively soon. She's putting down High Templar and DT, so there's that other tech pretty soon. Although these Hydralisks are going to be moving across here a long time before any Templar are ready.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just going entirely Hydralisks at this point. All DPS all the time. He's got 1/1 upgrades on them and starting that second missile upgrade. So positioning himself for an attack undeterred.
Blink now is started and about 1/3 of the way done, but these Hydralisks will be moving and doing a ton of damage here. Poizon just not really a lot of stocks here. If she can get some nice force fields out and split up this group of Hydralisks, she might be doing okay, but that Blink really needs to be finished. That would be super helpful right now. Photon Overcharge going down on the Nexus as she continues to keep Winter at bay. But Winter is coming.
And he keeps adding on Hydralisks. More are in production and streaming their way across the map.
Poizon may be thinking that the Dark Templar may come in handy here, but Winter, as he has been in the past, keeping an Overseer there with his army. Force fields there, kind of just making it unappetizing to continue moving on forward.
Yeah, I think Winter's feeling very comfortable here. He just kind of is waiting for the right moments to push out and just poke a bit and try and pull some energy off of these units, whether it be baiting a Photon Overcharge or some force fields or what have you.
He is taking some Hydralisks up towards the ramp of the main base here. He's going to try and poke in a bit to distract her a bit while then he moves into the natural expansion, wait for her attention to be pulled. Whoa, she's going to go ahead and warp in a lot of DTs at the front there. Wow.
Create a wall of them.
That'll certainly work. It's a good spot to do it as there's no Overseer there. Psystorm is about to be finished as the energy of those Templar gets up. Now Poizon is moving into a pretty good spot because that Psystorm will wreak havoc on those Hydralisks.
Yeah, she really has to work hard though to make sure that she's going to get those force fields down appropriately and really trap those guys in. And it's hard to land those storms and keep those High Templar too.
Yep, Hydralisk getting pretty spread out here. It looked like he's going to make a multi-pronged attack here, trying to surround this army, but Few going to move up, maybe pull Poizon a bit towards the north. That's exactly his plan now as he moves into the natural expansion. This is a lot of Hydralisk here. Winter now at 199 supply. Moving on in. Oh, nice storms go down.
Yeah, he's just kind of fighting through them. A lot of Hydras are dropping, but a lot of structural damage being taken, and it looks like he's really just gunning for this third base, and it is indeed going to fall.
Yeah, the losses are mounting here. I mean, Poizon needs to warp in some more stuff. Now getting a bit of a surround, bringing some Hydralisks up from the other side. Winter is going to be able to push on through this.
DTs are moving in, but the observers, or the overseers rather, are moving in to give vision. And
the poor probes that really want that gas and minerals still continuing to do their jobs.
And Poizon pointing out the Hydralisk dance party in the remnants of her third base. More Hydralisk streaming across. Charge for Zealots is wrapping up here, but there's just, not a lot in production here for Poizon. And there's the GG.
GG for Poizon. So Poizon will be taking a trip down to the lower bracket. She has seen some success in that bracket though. Last year she made it about a third to half of the way through. So looking to wish her luck as she goes through that. But that's going to wrap up this 2-0 win for Winter. And we're going to go ahead and corral him here to get an interview and see what match we got coming up next. We'll let you know soon. So we will be right back here shortly. But before we go, we're at Youmacon, Detroit, brought to you today by MythLogic. I'm going to give a big shout out to them for once again putting up a big chunk of change, $500 to put towards the prize pool. So how the prize pool works here is we have a $500 amount that's put up by the con. $500 additional dollars has been added in by MythLogic, and then each player pays $10 to enter the tournament, which is added to the total prize pool. So add all that together, and we've got an over $1,000 prize pool. I believe we've got about 20 participants, so that will be $1,200 if my third grade math is accurate.
But I mean, a decent chunk of money, though, and worth traveling for. And we've seen that from a lot of participants that have come here today. You know, Puck traveling 19 hours to get out here to play with us, and you know, a lot of people driving a long way. People from New Jersey, so a lot of competition there. A lot of people want to get their hands on that money.
Yep. And if you do us a favor, just check out Mythologic. Go to twitter.com/Mythologic or look for them on Facebook and give them a follow or a like. They've got some really cool stuff. Also, check out their website at mythologic.com. If you're looking for a new PC, I mean, basically what they do is they build craft. I would call them craft gaming PCs. It's not your run-of-the-mill like Alienware or stuff like that. It's you know, actually high-end components that you would build in a PC yourself if you were. If you don't have the ability, time, or otherwise to build one. They also have great warranties. So next time you're looking for a gaming PC, be sure to check them out. They are great guys. We know them personally, and they help us out with all these events. Yeah,
you know, I mean, they're a local business, and they are a esports supporter. So we want to, you know, help them out as well because they're helping us out. So yeah, keep them in mind when you're building out your PCs, and if you want to continue to support esports, support the businesses that support that. So
absolutely,
yeah.
With that, we will be right back with hopefully an interview here for winter, and we'll see you shortly.
Stay tuned.